The outpouring of support and solidarity felt overwhelming to me as someone who is a Bostonian, and overwhelming in a good way, in a way that we felt very supportive. But the sheer volume is always still, I feel kind of taken aback by it.
10 years ago, a temporary memorial sprang up on Boylston Street right after the Boston Marathon bombings. If you could think of an object that conveyed grief or sympathy, the temporary memorial had it, from flowers to stuffed animals to running shoes with messages emblazoned on them. Also, an avalanche of drawings, cards, and notes.
This is an example of banners or posters that were left. And something we see here that was also typical are messages that were directed to either a specific group of people or individuals.
Later, the memorial was moved to Copley Square before being taken down in June. Now, many of those items are being stored in perpetuity in West Roxbury at the Boston City Archives.
The oldest record in here is from 1634. One of the decisions that we made was to not snatch everything up right away and bring it to the archives, because this was a memorial that was a memorial first, and so it had a function, right? It was a place in Boston where people went to grieve, to remember, to leave messages, and you can see the evidence of that. On these posters, you can see how long this spent in the elements, out in the sun. You can see how it's faded, so you can see this probably was out there for at least a month in the weather. I think it was quite a surreal experience for us, because we're certainly used to bringing records into the archives, but we're usually working with records that we have some distance of time. And these were records documenting a historical event that we had all lived through.
In 2014, some of the memorial items in the archives collection were displayed in an exhibit at the Boston Public Library. But in the years since, people's interest in seeing them has dwindled.
In the first 3 to 4 years, we would have maybe 3 to 5 requests for this collection per year. I would say in the past 5 years, we get about 1 request a year. At first, we had a lot of requests from people with personal connections to the memorial who wanted to look at them for personal reasons. Now we have people looking at them more for purposes of academic research, people who are researching community trauma, community grief, the phenomenon of temporary memorials.
You help people get access to these materials. Are there any of them that, even a decade on, for you, pack extra power or impact when you see them?
I think that something that always jumps out to me is just the sheer volume of people who left messages, and people who were not necessarily from Boston. Because the marathon is such an international event, a national event, I think a lot of people felt a connection to this. We plan to keep these records permanently. So in 20, 30, 40, 100 years, someone doing research on this memorial would come to the city archives. They're public records. They belong to the people of Boston. So anyone who wants to access these records can. You just have to call us or email us. People are always welcome to come in, and we have a lot of open appointments.